Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today it is the 23rd day of the month of 8, which is October. And I have to find a better way of saying this because seriously, it's very confusing once it gets into the number months. I do give this month to Persephone myself, but that's confusing for those who aren't me. So anyway, yes, it's the 23rd day, and we have a comet in the sky, and we have just come through the Orionids, and it's very exciting. And the moon is a waxing crescent at 4%. Let's get started. Let's see what message wants to come through today. This is a message for whenever you find this video, and for whoever this message is for, using the Eldertooth Arc on Birchwood. So let's see what message that one kind of came through. Not backwards, but it came through in my further back fingers. It's like, no, this is the one. It's like, okay. If you are listening to this and it doesn't resonate, then just basically say to yourself, okay, this isn't for me, or this isn't for me now. It may be for me in the future, or it may be for me in the past. So, because if it's for you in the past, then maybe it's going to be involved in some of the magic stuff that you do, where like inner child work and things. So we'll see. But anyway, I don't know, but this is the message that wants to come through today. So, central issue, we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. This is patience, slow growth, slow development, taking things step by step, moving between worlds and integration. But it is a rune about being patient. It is a rune about taking things step by step, not pushing the river. And leading up to this, we have Sovila, which is the rune of the sun. So both these things. First, heat levels may have been fairly high as far as pressure, and you may have been feeling a lot of pressure, but at the same time you have access, and you had access to your source energy. So even if you're worried about energy levels and the pressure levels of things, you have access to your source energy. So these are the things that whenever you do them, whenever you access them, whenever you experience them, they give you energy. They actually energize you. They nourish you. So you've had that at hand, but you've just come through a period of time where there was a lot of pressure. And now you're in a situation where you can't move forward quickly. You are moving forward a little bit at a time, but you are absolutely moving forward. But it sometimes is going to feel like watching grass grow. There is a sense of impatience that you may have moving forward. And this is why I was saying, it's like, don't push the river, you can't. It's just going to frustrate you and exhaust you, and you'll get wet. And so just basically, take it step by step. Be patient with yourself and the process. And that's where you're actually at now. What is going to help you with that? We have Uruz, which is the rune of the wild ox. This has to do with strength, health, and stick-to-itiveness, and solidity, and just basically standing up in the face of things and not being movable about it. So don't give up. Just be there and just keep moving forward in the way that you need to. You are strong. You are inherently strong. What you're resisting in this moment is being buffeted off the path, because it might be very tempting, because the path is long and you can see that it's long. It's clear, and you're seeing the path clearly, and you know the steps that it's going to take. Or even if you don't know the steps that it's going to take, you know what the next step is. What is going to help that is we have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. This has to do with patience, not patience, I'm looking at Ivaz. This has to do with chaos and things that are out of your control, but it also has to do with weather, and it also has to do with nature, especially your nature. And in the upper line, that's basically the thing. And a lot of this is going to be about getting to know your nature. And it's a matter of, you have to sit with it. And this is why you're moving slowly, because getting to know your nature, this is a lot bigger than the you that you normally play. So it's you, but it's you plus everything else that you are. And so it's like getting to know, given that this is a storm, it's like you need to take your time to get to know the whole cloud, and it's not going to be something you can do immediately. And so to understand that this is something that is a vast force of nature, because you are a vast force of nature, even if you're currently in the shape of a human-sized human. So, but when you're working on what you're working on, taking it step by step, getting to, become aware of all of what you are, and you're not going to be able to be aware of that very easily, but to become more aware of that you are in fact a force of nature, and that this is a big thing. So there's that element of it, but there's also the fact that this is taking time is out of your control. So just acknowledge and accept that this is something that it's you can't push the river on this. So just keep that in mind, that this is something that you can't rush, whichever aspect you're coming at it from. It is out of your control how long it's going to take. And even if this is just you working on something for you, it's taking experiencing change and accepting change and that kind of thing in your life. I wanted to say grief, but that's just an example. It's not necessarily what we're talking about, but you can't push this, overcoming trauma. You can't push it. You can just take it a step at a time, and that's all you can see in the moment. And it is going to take time, and it's a long road, but that you're on it and it is your road. So stick to it, says Uruz. You are strong inherently, so stick to the path, stick to what you're doing, be solid and steady on that. You are strong, but also acknowledge that this is not something you can rush. This is a wild animal. So it may be a wild storm, it may be a wild force of nature, but it is a wild thing, and you can't force it. You can't push the river. You can't rush a wild thing. What isn't going to help? We have Kaunas and we have Vunyo reversed. So Kaunas is just basically expanding on the pressure feeling of it. So you came into this feeling a lot of pressure. I mean, if this is something that you're working through, especially, you came into this feeling, it's I have to deal with this. I have to get over this. Can't I get over this right now? It's I'm waiting for, it's that joke about the person meditating. It's come on, inner peace. I don't have all day. So that kind of thing. So this is basically extending from that, the pressure that you had, and that you're feeling it even more, the more steps it seems to be taking. It feels like this pressure is getting more. And it's driven by the fact that you're coming at this from a place of not entire happiness. You weren't feeling happy, and you were feeling discontented, and you were feeling upset, and you were feeling unhappy. And this is behind all of this. And this is behind, the pressure is just exacerbating the unhappiness, but the unhappiness is part of what the pressure is. And the pressure may have caused more unhappiness than it already was, but you had the unhappiness to begin with. So that's behind all of it. And the more you sort of let this be front and center instead of the path, then the more this is going to drag you down on the path. It's okay, I took the next step, but I'm still not happy. Okay, but I took the next step, but I'm still not happy. And it's you're not going to be able to focus on the progress. It's maybe I'm still unhappy. Maybe I still am dealing with the trauma, and you always will. One always will. Whatever it is, it's you just have to keep going and create more life around it, so that thing is not smaller, but more overwhelmed by the life that you've lived, kind of thing. So, you just keep moving forward, and that's what you're doing, one step at a time. You keep moving forward, even if you can't see it. Even if you can't see the other end of the road, even if there isn't another end of the road, and all you can see is the next step, that's what you're focusing on. And so, if you make this your full focus of how this is taking too long, and the pressure is increasing because you're still feeling that, which you are, and you're going to, but it's something that you are going to continually have to work with. But every little thing that you work on it with is going to make it easier. It's not going to undo what was done, but it is going to make it easier for you to deal with as you go forward. And there is back and forth. It's as Ivaz shows, it's not a straight line. It's, you're moving between worlds. You're integrating things. You're learning new ways to walk on this path. So if this starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to reminding yourself that you are inherently strong. You are absolutely inherently strong. And what you're dealing with is a huge, vast force of nature. Maybe it's something that's contained in you and it's part of your nature, but it's still something that you can't rush. So that. What this is all going to lead you to is we have Ansu's reversed. Ansu is the rune of communication and manifestation. I'm going to read this a few ways, and expression. First of all, the neat thing about this is that it leads right from the steps that you're taking. So we have Ivaz, and it leads directly, like visually, it leads directly into Ansu's reversed. So there is a leading into a better communication with yourself. It's reversed on the path line, so I see this as inner. So you're having better communication with yourself, and this is something that's going to carry you forward. Is right now you're just taking the steps, but soon you're going to find yourself in a situation, in a place along the path where you are having communication with yourself. It's an inner communication, whether this is just with yourself, whether this is just with your inner voice, just with your higher self, or whether this is with like guardians, guides, deities, goddesses, gods, angels, dragons, ancestors. But you're going to have that inner communication going on. And that's going to be a help. That's like things are going to be better, even better once you hit this point. Things are getting better every step, but things are going to get even better once you establish this. The other thing that Ansu's reversed is telling me is that there is going to be inner manifestation happening. You're going to be constructing constructs within you that are going to help you deal with things as you move forward on the path. And this is all going to be helping in not wrangling the storm, but finding your way around it and getting to know it and recognizing when various things need various actions or inactions, as the case may be. But it's going to be about manifesting things within. And so those things. So that is the message that wanted to come through today. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.